Hello. It's just us. I'm a little, I mean, December's always slow.
Right. There's so much
And
going
then,
on.
yeah, and then uh, our speaker canceled, but she rescheduled for a webinar, which I think will be better because her presentation is hard to condense, I'm sure. So that will be fun. So we just talked business today.
Hey.
And I thought about canceling, but I just hate to do that because then people expect them to randomly be canceled.
Right.
Yeah.
Here we are. So professional.
Mm,
You
yeah.
smell like somebody's perfume. Somebody's been holding me with perfume on. Or is that yours? Is that your personal scent?
Is she sitting on your desk?
Yeah.
She'll sit on your desk. Wow.
Um, the chair is turned, so she jumps in the chair and then jumps on the desk.
Oh, I see. I see.
And now
Yeah,
she's
there's
sitting in the chair staring at me.
so funny.
And I'm being too lazy to get up and close the door.
There's an empty drawer in this desk, and I've tried to get Lico to sit in the drawer, but no, he needs his elbow room,
There
which
you go.
I know better because he likes to curl up in the teeny tiniest ball in my lap.
He is so adorable.
Oh, yeah, he is. Thank you. Oh my gosh, do I really only have one little dot of a connection on the internet? That's crazy. How does your internet look?
It looks okay to me.
You know how it has like 1, 2, 3, 4, like in the little
Yeah.
curves? When I looked down, it just had that bottom dot. Now it has the first two. That's crazy. But I'm not freezing up or anything, I
Do you
guess.
have I'll
Yeah,
turn my camera off. Do you have the doors closed?
no, I'm back here in the back corner.
Mm-hmm.
But there's what's it called? A little
Connection
cat,
thing.
cat connection. Yeah, let's see if
It might be that you're so far back there. I
back
don't
in the
know.
corner. Maybe, I don't know. I plugged in, so now it's plugged in.
Now you're good.
Yeah, yeah. No worries about dropping now since I'm hardwired. Well, would
Mhm.
expected at least somebody else to join us by now.
I was going to tell you my scheduling conflicts continue.
Uh-oh.
So tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment. Are you going
10 or
at
11 or
11?
whatever.
It's
11, yeah.
and it's in Irving, so I can
Oh,
join
wow.
the weekly meeting by phone, but I won't be able to be part of the PLG. Are you going to be on the PLG
Oh,
call?
yeah, I'll be on that. Sure, no problem.
Okay.
Yeah. I thought you were worried about the weekly meeting, but yeah, I'll be on the PLG. And yeah, sounds good. I see we have Alexander Yurko waiting in the lobby. I'm so excited. He's one of the actual financial exploitation specialists at the Senior Source.
Oh, nice.
And I had met him before. And and Brad Cannell, yay, Cannell. I had met him before, but I met him again at the APS conference, and I was like, yeah, so yay.
Nice.
That's super exciting. See who else. Yeah. So, and Brad, he was kind of lost in transition.
Oh, yeah. With
Yeah.
changing
Looking to
emails.
see. Yeah, I was looking to see who else was joining. I guess I'll start letting people in. Hello, hello, hello. How are you? Hey,
Good, good.
good to see you. Yeah. Our long lost Brad is back, Dr. Cannell.
Hey.
And we have a newbie, Alexander.
Hi, good
And
afternoon.
yeah, our returning Laura and Christy. Haven't seen Christy in a bit. Good to see you again. Oh, and Christina. Right, yeah. And more. Yay. I do it too. I wait until right at the time. It looks
Hello,
like.
Steve.
Hello.
Hey, Steve. Good to see you.
Same here. How's everybody?
Good,
Good.
thank you.
Are you
We have-
retired?
I'm in the office.
I thought so. It's blurred, but I thought that was where you were.
Yeah,
I thought you had already retired.
I've been
I must
talking
have
about it for a while.
misunderstood.
Yeah,
In
I've been
name
ta-
only.
Yeah,
Ah, I see.
it's because I can't finish anything.
Oh, and volunteering is also now part of your job too. I'm
Yes,
guessing.
I hope so.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll give everybody a couple of minutes. And I do
Did you?
apologize. Go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I'll
I
wait.
was going to ask Steve if you saw Cindy's announced her retirement date.
She told me is it March?
March 31st.
Yeah, she told me a month or so ago, I think.
Good.
So
Wow.
Are you going to apply, Steve?
apply for what?
Cindy's job.
No, I don't have the requirement. I don't meet the requirements.
So close.
Hello. We have more and more people joining us. So excited to see you all this busy time of year. Wasn't sure what the turnout might look like. Could have been just me and Lynn chatting back and forth. And I'll give it maybe one more minute. I like to start on time. Sure, you've heard me say that before. And hello, Alyssa. Good to
Dana?
see you. Hey.
Dana,
Hi,
can you
Elva.
hear me?
Yes.
Can you hear me?
I do. Yes, thank you.
I'm just alerting you that I just recommended because Justin Boyce, said they didn't have a speaker for the upcoming meeting. So I just sent him an email suggesting that maybe you and Lynn together could co-present, or either one of you could do a whole meeting by yourself. So he's going to reach out to you to see
Sounds
if you could.
good.
Yeah.
Well, great. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate
And
you.
for those of you who don't know who Justin Boyce is, he is the leader of the A&E, so that's Abuse, Neglect, and Exploitation group. And it has a lot of police departments and the FBI and the SEC and everybody. They meet once a quarter over in Grand Prairie.
Yeah, that's right. Once a quarter. Yep. All right. 203. I say it's time to get started. Welcome, everyone. The meeting is being recorded and transcribed. We'll see how that works out. And thank you all for being here. Appreciate seeing you. And I am so sad to report that our speaker, Erin West, has had to postpone her presentation. I was really excited to have her share some of her expertise. She was the district attorney in San Diego, I think, and her new cause once she retired is taking on the transnational scams and educating people on how that works. And so she'll join us on January 16th at 2 o'clock. I will send a meeting calendar for that because you won't want to miss it. So yeah, this will be a meeting of a real meeting, no education. So with that, I will just get started.
It
We
looks like you
a-
have a full agenda without a speaker. I see. Yeah.
I know. I can go on and on for sure. We just for a bit of background for people who haven't been on or are new, we engaged a nonprofit consultant to help us plan for the future and set our foundation. One of the documents that they recommended we do is a charter for the coalition, and it was attached to the email I just sent, and that was the other thing. I wanted to apologize for sending that so late. It was the meeting snuck up on me somehow. And here is the coalition. I'm sharing it on my screen so you don't have to pull it up. And I would love to get some sort of approval for this document. I know we don't have anywhere near a quorum, but I will start by sharing this, and then I'll send out an email and see if people can approve it via email. Basically, it's an introduction of the coalition, and it's basically community groups, government, advocacy, other professionals focused on caring for older Texans. Purpose is to provide, oh, I didn't catch that, is to educate, equip, and mobilize communities to prevent exploitation of older Texans. Okay, I should have looked a little bit more closely, but fortunately I have the Word document up so that I can edit as we go. And identify when an exploitation is occurring, respond with care and justice for some of the most vulnerable Texans. And it lists our vision, that future that values and safeguards the financial well-being of older Texans, the mission to end financial exploitation of older Texans through education, advocacy, accountability, and collaboration with state community partners, ensuring that older adults age with dignity and financial security. The structure is one based on a tiered participation model set forth in the report that Center for Nonprofit Management created for us. It looks kind of like a pyramid. The tiered participation model is intended to provide structure and predictability for participants with regard to their expectations, roles, responsibilities, and we have 4 tiers, each with separate roles and responsibilities. So the very tippy top of the pyramid, if we were looking at the visual, are the co-leads. After that, we also have members, then participants, then potential participants. So it's just like a pyramid or a funnel, I guess, as marketing people like to call it. Participants are likely to fluctuate between tiers of participation from year to year, especially with regard to members and potential participants. And the roles and responsibilities and annual commitment of each tier is set below. The co-leads, that would be Texas Healthy at Home and Guardianship Services. Lynn Scott and Christina Bartha. They are most involved in the oversight and effectiveness of the coalition. The responsibilities and voting rights include setting a budget, monitoring financial results, approving and monitoring strategic plans, implementation plans, and fundraising plans, and marketing and communication plans, and review of performance for the coalition, actually, and approval of cooperation participant letters of commitment, which is something we'll get into later down the line. They're expected to attend at least 80% of the coalition meetings, participate in planning and executing coalition events, serve on one committee, meet regularly, invest time and resources necessary to provide oversight. And they have a commitment form that they will use to demonstrate their support. Members, which are what I consider you guys, highly involved in the work of the coalition, and it could include leadership or levels of participation in projects or initiatives. So maybe like committee members as well, expected to attend at least 80% of the meetings, support events, serve on a committee, meet regularly with the other members and or co-leads, submit reporting on contributions to their project or initiative, and vote in regard to the structure and plan for the project or initiative, and any other areas of responsibility as agreed upon. And they will also have a letter of commitment. Participants have a lower commitment, and they may be highly engaged in the meetings, serving on committees, providing feedback. They do not have an ongoing commitment or responsibility to the coalition, and commitments and responsibilities are limited in time and scope. And then potential participants, that's the bottom of the pyramid. They have the lowest commitment. They may attend meetings, they may receive emails, attend key events like the summit, or otherwise consume and distribute information and resources. So that's the gist of it. We have the backbone organization, which is actually, now that I'm looking at this again, the backbone organization would be the coalition, not the co-leads. Actually, I need to look at that again or talk to Lynn about it. The backbone, oh no, sorry, backbone is guardianship because they're the fiscal agent. Okay. The day-to-day operations of the coalition are managed by the backbone organization. The backbone organization is one of the co-leads and have all the roles and responsibilities set forth above and responsible for. And this is actually me because I work for the backbone organization, facilitating, coordinating, supporting coalition meetings and committee meetings, ensure effective ongoing communication, executing, monitoring progress on plans, projects, and initiatives, ensuring projects and initiatives are appropriately staffed and supported, maintaining membership information, creating and maintaining alignment, supporting fundraising efforts, and other areas of responsibilities agreed upon by background organization, which is Guardianship Services, and that's where it says that, Guardianship Services, and that's made by supermajority vote of the co-leads, which are Texas Healthy at Home and Guardianship Services, so that's already done. The committees, the coalition may use committees to efficiently and effectively provide insight, guidance, and carry out tasks as assigned by the co-leads. Each committee will be governed by its own charter, setting forth committee's purpose, membership, operations, responsibilities. Committee charters may be updated by the backbone organization, co-leads, or the committee, subject to the approval by a majority of the co-leads. The meetings we will meet no less than 6 times per year, which we've done 12 per year. So we're good in that count. Meetings may be virtual, in person, and shared with the full roster of participants at least 2 months in advance of each meeting. Meeting time, location, and agenda will be determined by the backbone organization, and it's anticipated the majority of the meetings will include relevant presentation. Sorry, this one didn't check that box. Committee reports, coalition updates, and sharing of key information. Ta-da! Is everybody still awake? Any comments or questions? I know we still don't have like a majority of people on, so I will send this out and ask for people to vote via email. So any thoughts, comments, suggestions?
Dana, can you explain who the co-leads would be again?
Yeah, it's Guardianship Services and Texas Healthy at Home. They're the ones that applied for the grant that funds the coalition, at least until March.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just, basically we've been operating. Now we have to document how we're operating so that there's understanding and consistency. If I get, one of those sweepstakes where I win $1 million and it's not fraud, you may have somebody else have to keep it going. Any other questions, thoughts? If we were to have a vote, who would vote aye or approve?
So how many is a quorum? How many is required for a quorum?
Well, that'll depend when we get our signed letters of commitment. We'll be able to better, typically we have 30 to 40 people that participate each call, and they rotate. So we probably have 60-ish regularly active people, but we have a list of about 200 that have expressed interest. So that would be the potential participants, the bottom of the pyramid. And then the participants, which are the ones that, show up every now and then. And then those committed people like you, Elva, that would be the member group, which is what I typically call everybody, is the member. And but in the future we'll have a commitment letter that'll outline what's expected so that it's better understood. Give us some structure.
So all of those 60 participants would have voting rights then?
Yeah, as members. Mm-hmm. Do you see an issue with that?
It just seems like it would be hard to get a quorum together for every call or every meeting. I don't know.
Right.
You had asked for who could approve. I interrupted your question, asking today who could approve this if we were voting today, which we're not.
Right. Yes. And I saw a smattering of hands with the hand function as well as hands. So anybody who wouldn't. Timing, Elva, was that for wouldn't or would?
Would.
Okay. I thought so. I just wanted to make sure. So, yeah, everybody good with it? Awesome. Whew. That was the least exciting thing on the agenda, so thank you. And we had a person call in. We're going to do a quick melding of the minds and see who has some ideas. Guardianship Services received a question. Oh, hey, Shirley, did you have something to say before we move on?
Yes, I was just wondering if you had an opportunity to look at the flyer that I updated yet?
Oh, I did. I sent it to our graphic person to see if she could work on it a little bit just
Oh,
to
Okay,
yeah, sorry. I
that's
guess
okay.
I
Thank
didn't
you.
respond. I'm sorry. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure. No worries. Yeah. Um, so a case review. We tried this last month and it was a good exercise. This one is from someone who called in or emailed in to Guardianship Services, and she reported that her husband is being scammed, and he sold their house, their car, and is pawning anything he can, is sending the money to a quote unquote Iranian guy via Apple gift card. She missed medical procedures because her husband is busy going back and forth to pawn shops. He's using the daughter's car. The scammer had the husband take pictures of everything that he believed was an asset, and the police came out and tried to discourage him from giving money to the scammer, but he became irrationally irate. I'm sure this happens a lot, a lot, a lot. I actually know somebody, a friend of mine's husband is doing the same thing, but it's Elon Musk. Any thoughts or ideas? Not your typical report to Adult Protective Services type of situation, unless, I guess, maybe neglect for the wife not being able to attend her doctor appointments.
You are correct. These are super common. In fact, I know that what is the actor's name? He was in the Matrix movies. I'm Keanu Reeves.
Oh,
Yeah, there's a whole book actually written about romance scams, just specifically coming from people pretending to be Keanu Reeves. It came out a couple of years ago. I guess my question would be in this situation, would the individual have a registered cognitive disorder? Is there a power of attorney that would be able to take over in this current situation? That would be one step that could take place if they do have a cognitive issue. If their power of attorney could then, invoke their powers. I mean, it depends on the power of attorney document that was drafted and what kind of powers are associated to that individual, if it's medical or if it's the fiduciary side.
that's a good point. We were trying to figure out how he could sell the house without having his wife's signature. So maybe there is the power of attorney in the mix somehow. Yes, surely.
Yeah, I was just going to add to Alexander's statement. If the man has capacity, that would be my question.
Yeah, that's
Only
a good
only a doctor could define that. So,
right.
and then a
right.
judge could, if he's not competent or doesn't have capacity, only a judge can deem him incompetent.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Okay, Elva.
So I was on a Zoom meeting yesterday with Senior Planet, a technology, meeting, Senior Planet, that's part of AARP. Anyway, this man, he very bravely described that he had received, a text message from someone who said she had met him at a function, in San Diego, yada, yada. And he said, and I was never there, but she was an interesting person. And so we've been communicating back and forth, back and forth. I mean, it was so obvious that this was a terrible scam. And he said, I'm not going to send her any money, but he's been, engaged with her. And he said, and I'm just hoping that it's real and that she's really interested in me. And you just want to shake him and say, don't do it. You're being what's that word? Not sucker, but, when an older man is seduced by a younger woman, cuckold. You're just a cuckold. And the facilitator of the Zoom meeting was so nice, and he was saying, you need to be really careful. And I just wished he had stronger language and said, this is obvious a scam and don't do it. Disengage, hang up, curtail, cut the connection immediately. But
Right,
anyway.
right. Yeah, yeah. It does happen so much. Shirley, did you have another comment?
Yeah, we'll pick it up. Yeah, just so that I got it here.
You're muted, but I think you said no.
No, thank you. I
Okay.
apologize. The
No,
hand was
that's
up.
okay. That's okay. Steve, were you about to say something?
Yeah, I mean, I was going to suggest maybe a temporary guardianship. You don't have to, you just have to allege incapacity. You don't have to have a doctor's letter for a temporary. And if the money is actually leaving the account, does the wife have access to those accounts?
So they're actually in Johnson County, Steve.
Yeah,
And so our information about Johnson County is that they don't do guardianships at all. In fact, the advice is to move into Hood County if you want a guardianship. So I
I mean,
think
that
the
may-
wife is not giving complete information. So
well, also
there's
she
too
can
many
protect,
things that don't make sense.
yeah, she also has the ability to protect the money by moving it to another account and not telling them where it is.
Right. That was
Yeah.
one of my many pieces of advice.
Yeah,
But it seems that she is not, she's in the feeling like a victim,
yeah,
and so isn't quite willing to take the steps necessary. And the only other person, it mentions the daughter, but she has early onset dementia.
Hmm.
So yeah, it's a lot.
Yeah.
I'm sure moving to Hood County wasn't the type of advice they were expecting to hear.
Oh, we did not give that to her.
Oh, okay.
That's a separate conversation, not hers. But the attorneys and the county judge in Hood County speak very openly about that. That I think it's pretty well known that Johnson County, they have a different way of handling matters.
Interesting. Wow. Awesome. Well, thank you for everyone's thoughts and comments. Definitely appreciate that.
Dana, can I say something? This is Wendell.
Sorry.
Can I
Wendell. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey, Wendell. Another
just-
newbie. Welcome.
Yeah. Sure, thanks. So I just want to interject. So as a fraud examiner in Texas, we see a bunch of these. And I think one of you had said that there's a lot of things that were maybe not being brought out, whatever it was, right? Whether it's from the other family members. Most of the ones that we see that we get involved in, typically somehow that other family member, unfortunately, has been tied to these two. And it's easier to say, my husband or my wife did this when there's things that they could do, right? Or get involved, get someone else involved to help. But yeah, we've seen several of these here just in the recent years in the DFW area that are just mind blowing, where people go from having hundreds of $1,000s in their bank to literally being in an old folks home. It's unfortunate, and it's happening. But I don't remember if it was, I think Elva had mentioned something about this guy talking about that. We've actually got a friend that probably has millions of dollars, and he's stuck in this fantasy that this gal in China is his girlfriend, and he keeps sending her money, and to this day we can't get him to stop. But eventually something will happen, right? It'll take that down. But yeah, it's interesting. Unfortunately, it's happening a lot.
Right, it is, it is. Thank you. Glad to see you. I didn't see all the names pop up, so I missed saying hi and welcome.
And who is Wendell with as
Oh.
a fraud investigator?
Wendell, did you want to introduce yourself?
So I am a fraud investigator. I've got my own business. But I reached out to Dana to try to see if there's something that I could do to work with the coalition, just whether it's as a fraud investigator or I kind of specialize in building technology-based programs and stuff that help, drive data, help figure out investigations a lot quicker. So that's some of the things, but I just reached out to Dana. I just thought this was a valuable thing. My mother-in-law's been hit twice, probably in the last year. And unfortunately, if it wasn't for my wife being on her bank account and getting all these texts that says, hey, there was 300,000 just left your account, we would have never known, and she would have lost all of her money. But fortunately, we were able to help get there. But just that and hearing the different stories, yeah, it's definitely compelling to try to help be a part of something and hopefully bring some change to it.
Yeah, it's great that you're here with practical experience in the field, really
Yeah,
firsthand
yeah.
knowledge.
Right, right. Yeah, and Alexander too, since we're kind of doing newbie introductions, Alexander also has a lot of expertise. Did you want to introduce yourself, Alexander?
Yes, I work with an organization called the Senior Source with the Elder Financial Safety Center. I'm also a board member for Adult Protective Services. I also investigate frauds. It's the main focal point of my career with the Senior Source at this point in time. In fact, I have a lot of issues with romance scams popping up all the time. I brought up the Keanu Reeves one, which we see a lot of. Someone mentioned Elon Musk, which is one that we hear of quite frequently. And with, growing uses of AI, people have even started having phone conversations, which is one that happened recently where they were clearly not talking to a actual person. It was just a clone voice through a free application. But it's really interesting to see how some of these go. He mentioned one going through China, which, we all may have heard about pig butchering and things of that nature where they do fake cryptocurrency that's also wrapped in with romance scams are pretty relevant at the moment. But uh, that's there's a lot of not great romance scams out there, and the solutions to them can be varied and rather difficult.
So Alexander, are you a paid employee over at Senior Source, which is the AAA for Dallas, right?
Yes, ma'am, I am.
Okay, great. Wonderful.
Okay. Thank you. I muted and unmuted myself. I was curious, is there anybody else that wants to introduce themselves? Since that's what we were just kind of digressing to a little bit.
I can go ahead. So my name is Lena Martinez Wolfinger. I'm with Texas Appleseed. So I'm stepping in for Gabriella McDonald. She is our deputy director. She's been in this space for a while, but we recently recombined directorships for pro bono and new projects. And so this fits in our new projects category. I don't have a lot of expertise in this area. I'm an attorney, but I'm really enjoying listening to all of y'all and sort of hearing and getting a lay of the land. And I'm excited to participate where I can. I'll also likely be bringing in our pro bono new projects coordinator, Juan Venancio, on future calls as well. He's extremely talented, and I want to make sure that he's able to bring some of his skills in sort of synthesizing ideas and figuring out where Texas Appleseed can play a role in this coalition. So thanks for having me here.
Absolutely. So glad that you introduced yourself. Yeah.
Dana, I don't know if he's new, but Brad Cannell, I was happy to see Brad here. Maybe he could introduce himself.
Oh, I've been here a bunch of times, Elva.
Okay.
Yeah. He
Good to see you,
even
though.
presented for us once. He made a transition. I don't know how long ago that was, Brad, but I had your old email address and not your new email address. So I had to track him down.
Oh yeah,
wanted-
I moved over to TCU starting in August. So
Oh,
Okay.
because you
So
were with
4
UTD,
months.
right?
no, UT Health Science Center at Houston.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
And now you're at TCU. Okay.
Hmm.
Yeah. Awesome. I think I recognize everybody else's names. Yep, looks like it. Okay, awesome. So what was next on the agenda? Thank you everyone for your listening and comments. Very helpful. Run through some committee updates and encourage everyone to participate on committees or newly created work groups, which I'll get to in a minute. We had the professional education meeting actually just a few days ago, discussed monthly speakers. Since our speaker today is unable to present, we are going to maybe try to have a few webinars in January, February, and March. The presenter today, Aaron West, will be our speaker on Friday, January the 16th, and I will send a calendar for that. Then we have also started discussing the summit and topics that were created based on feedback from the 2025 Elder Justice Coalition Summit, as well as the member survey from October, and taking all that together and juggling it around and mishing it up and thinking about what's topical. Came up with these 7 sessions, which will be a lot for one day, but I think we can squeeze them all in by making the sessions a little bit shorter than 2025. The first one would be about financial exploitation, betrayal of family members and caregivers. Second one, federal and state resources related to transnational fraud, scams, and reporting. And this might be of interest to you at Texas Appleseed, because legislation 2027, we'll be talking about that. It's just, right around the corner. It seems like just over 13 months away, and they'll start again in Texas. And we want to help make an impact this year or whenever it happens again. And then benefits tracking, trafficking, and exploitation, defense strategies and barriers from retail, financial institutions, and crypto kiosks. What's next for the survivor, coordinated community response, and then an interactive case study and town hall. And any thoughts on anything that's missing or something that may be better for the program or speakers for any of these topics? Everybody ready to go sign up? Get your ticket. Awesome. Okay, and then we have the awareness committee, which formerly was the older adult financial exploitation awareness and something committee, and now it's just the awareness committee because that other name was too long. Next meeting is Tuesday, January 27th. We have the kiosk flyer, warning flyer that we'd like to get into businesses that have the kiosks and ATMs. We have the wallet card that we created and the Stop the Stigma campaign certificate. All those links should take you to, and the agenda should take you to the documents if you want to check them out. The collaboration committee, we had the social this morning, so sorry. Let's see, who all do we have here? Anybody here that was there? Doesn't look like it. Wow. So we had a fun time this morning at the social, and hopefully we can do it again. We collected items for the APS Silver Star Room, and those will go to clients of APS when they're receiving services. We also have the member roster. You can get added if you haven't already by clicking on that link. And if you'd like a copy of it, I can email it to you. We have a flyer for inviting new members, and we also have an introduction on the 4th Tuesday at 2. The resources, which actually should be 2 different things now, because we focus more on the sustainability instead of the data as well. Next meeting, Wednesday, December 17th at 9. As far as the sustainability goes, we did get the WellMed Foundation grant, and that's going to be one of the work groups that I just mentioned. We had a couple of decline proposals, and we have a no-cost extension through March 31st for our grant that we're running on right now. So the work groups, the WellMed grant project is a 3-hour education for nurses, community health workers, and other health-related people to identify and educate on financial exploitation. A data project, which Wendell has already raised his hand to help with, and then of course maybe a policy and legislative education, because like I said, the next session is right around the corner. So you can email me if you want any more information on any of that, any explanations, or if you want to join one of the work groups or committees, let me know. We also have, our social media slowly creeping up. Encourage you all to join and share. We have a couple of monthly meetings coming up in January and February that I'm still looking for presenters. March, Jackie Pontello from the Houston Galveston Area Council is going to tell us about their elder justice program. And then, as I mentioned, we have a webinar, and we have some legislation information if you are curious what's going on with the scam-related, exploitation-related federal legislation with links to what's going on. I don't know if now I'm in new business and announcements. So Mike, any thoughts or questions on anything so far? Okay, we're getting close to the end, you guys. New business announcements, open mic. Did anybody see the article about how Meta projected that 10% of their 2024 revenue came from scams and banned goods? I bet it's probably more than that, but I thought that was an interesting read if you'd like to check it out. There's also a new tool that I think is perfect for this time of year. It's called the How I'll Avoid a Scam, My Action Plan. And there's a link in there. If you have a conversation over the holidays with your family members or friends, this document tells them things to look for. And I think it probably, based on what I have heard and understand, I feel like it's a really good idea. It plants the seed about scams. It lists things to look for, common characteristics of scams, and then it has a place to put down trusted people's names and phone numbers, or on the backside it has a place for businesses that the person does business with, and has a place for their phone number and website so that they can bypass any links or phone numbers if they get anything. So I thought that was really clever. And then, of course, there are a couple of new reports. The Department of Justice released their report on their efforts to combat elder fraud and abuse. Was released in November, and then the FTC just December 1st released Protecting Older Consumers report, and they found that 2.4 billion was reported in scams by older adults last year, but they estimate the real loss is 81 billion. And that's a huge number. Be great to not lose that money. And that's all I got. Any comments, questions, thoughts? Yeah, Shirley, go ahead.
So the other day, I wanted to just make people aware of this. Um, I have a couple of professional licenses that I have to get my CEUs for every year, every, 2 years. And I was taking one of the courses that were required to take it on human trafficking. And so there's a brand new video that was just done by DSHS on the website. It's free and it's on human trafficking and it's excellent. And I can send I'm looking for the link right now, but I highly recommend it. I'm recommending it to my area agency on aging staff, like the care coordination team and everyone here, so they can just see the video. It was the lady that is the main presenter was a human trafficking victim, and she has a doctorate and just is going around the town and states and doing a lot of education and training for people to look out for trafficking. And I just think it's a really critical thing that happens to a lot of people too. So
Awesome.
yeah, so let me put the link for that in the chat right now, so that people, if they
Perfect.
choose to, it's free, like I said, and just thought it was a good really good training.
Did any of you happen to see on the Channel 4 Fox News last night, a reporter went with the Tarrant County Sheriff's Department and busted down a door for human trafficking right here in Arlington, and it was sex for sale, and they set up a sting, and it took 40 minutes from the time the man first responded to an ad somewhere, 40 minutes before he showed up at this hotel, and they were waiting for him. But they captured like 20 men within an hour or something. I'm sure that video is still on Fox, Channel 4's website somewhere. But right here in Arlington, of course, they're trying to cut down before the World Cup comes here this summer, which I guess is a high human trafficking opportunity.
Wow. Yeah, for sure. Cool. Thanks for sharing. Oh, look at that. Lynn already has it. She posted it.
Oh, good.
Great. All right. I know that was a lot for a meeting compared to how it usually goes, but I appreciate you all being here and your feedback and comments and participation. And I hope you all have a great rest of the year and Happy New Year. Reach
Just
out to me.
one last comment.
Sure.
When I saw Wendell Parker, at first I thought it was Wendell Potter. I don't know if Wendell Parker knows about Wendell Potter, who was an insurance executive with Cigna, who is now, for the last few years devoted all of his time trying to expose what happens at these big insurance companies. But his name is Wendell Potter, and he's very well known as an Medicare Advantage plan kind of guy, trying to educate people. I happen to have an Advantage plan and I'm happy with mine, but anyway, he has a lot of good insider information, and his name is Wendell Potter. Anyway, sorry, that's all I had.
Awesome. No worries. All right. Thank you all. I appreciate you and all your efforts and your participation here. Take care.
Thank y'all.
Bye.
Happy holidays.